So, YouTube, what is happening? Wow. Still haven't gotten over that last episode. So we're gonna go try and find our sister. Liliana's alive. What sort of state is she in? How has she been able to hide from the demon?
This is it. The place from my dream. I've walked this path 1,000 times in my mind. I know every inch of it. But this time, something is different.
I think I'm gonna push through. I hate to talk over the song, but I think I'm gonna push through to the end of this for two reasons. One, I don't want to put this down.
I'm getting close. I can feel it. I can feel it so clearly now.
I am really enjoying this game. Thoroughly enjoying this game. And obviously this is the first series on the channel, and I do want to get more up for you guys, but this game is just incredible. Absolutely brilliant.
Finally made it.
Liliana.
I've been waiting for you, little sister.
Lily, I didn't know. I couldn't remember. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It was better that way. At least you had a life. For a while.
Liliana.
That day when the fire broke out at our house, I made a deal. The part of my soul that was tormented was set loose.
You mean the monster? But why?
To save you. It helped us escape the flames, but in return, I had to set it free. Free to devour, to destroy, to kill.
The Neva massacre.
Yes. All those people died so that we could live. And because I lived, so did my demons.
She's covered in moths.
Father knew my powers were too dangerous. He left you at the hospital so you could have a normal life.
And what about you? Did He tried to...
No. Maybe he should have. But he couldn't bring himself to do it. Instead, he locked me away. But he only delayed the inevitable. Monster. It got out. And now you're here. You're the only one who can fix this. You. We both share our father's gifts, but also his fate. And the dream.
The dream? But... all I see is a girl. You. Shot dead. Here, on this pier. Hasn't it already happened?
No. It's not the past you see. The dream. It's what I want to happen.
What?
It all ends in me.
But... no! No!
Can't send a spirit away while the host is still alive. That's why you couldn't destroy the monster. That's why Sadness didn't want to go.
But... you're my sister.
That's why it has to be you. I'm not strong enough. It won't let me. Only you can end this. Only you can fix what our father could not.
Lillian, I can't. Please, don't make me do this.
It's the only way to destroy it. To prevent further bloodshed.
Lily!
Marianne? What's going on?
Skin suit. Now too small. Constricting. Outgrown her. Don't need her. Suit. Light. Almost gone. Not done yet. But it's getting there.
There is another way.
Marianne. No.
What is she doing? It's just nothing.
Like you said, I'm your only chance. Aren't I? You need me. A medium strong enough to sustain you. The others? They only lasted for so long before you broke them down.
Marianne, please. I don't want
Maybe
this.
it's not your choice. Maybe this is my story after all.
No!
Don't do this!
Please, sister. Set me free.
No! Stay back! Stay back!
All has to be. It has to be. It has to be you.
It'll never stop killing.
Finish this.
Only you can end this.
You can't only save everyone. Butterfly.
It all starts with a dead girl.
Oofed! Wow. Yeah. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm hoping there's post-credit cutscene here because I want to know what happened. Don't make me wait for a sequel. But honestly, where to start? That was a fantastic ride. Honestly, I love what I've seen there.
Voices deep inside me keep calling. They're calling.
Here we go. Yeah, skip the credits. I wanted to see. It says watch. That's Thomas walking away from Niwa. Oofed. Right, okay. It's going to be my tradition at the end of these series to talk about these games. A sort of mini review, if you'd like. Sort of sum up all my thoughts that I had during the game. In terms of storytelling, I think it's fantastic. I think it gives you just enough to keep you going, to keep you wanting to see what's round the next corner, what's in the next area, what's in the next chapter. If it was a book, it would be described as a page turner. For a game, that is really high praise. It doesn't let you go. There isn't a point where you feel it's being filled with dead space. I have read a lot of books and played a lot of games. If you're watching this and you're someone that I grew up with, one of my friends, you will know that I played a lot of games because you guys did as well. And there are times in a lot of games and a lot of books where it can feel like it's just filler. Ebbs and flows. And sometimes the ebbs are too much and you lose the flow. And what I love about this game is that it has such a good flow. It tells you just enough. There's a cheap jump scare at the start. When you find the razor. For a horror game to not rely on those shows how good its depth is. I haven't played a lot of horror games. I mean, I suppose people would class Resident Evil as just that. I think Resident Evil has kind of changed over the years. But sort of horror games that rely on those jump scares to get a reaction from the player, you can become immune to them. I mean, I don't think I ever will. I become so invested in these games that I tend to jump whenever. I do the same with movies as well. But for the medium to not rely on that, you know, there isn't a sort of face jump in the mirror or a look through a keyhole and something looks back at you, or something you step round a corner and something's there and then it's not there, that sort of thing. The bits where the demon comes in are designed to build up tension, because sometimes the world changes and you see that, but you get so used to it not being just for that demon to chase you. You get used to it as a mechanic because it means that there's a puzzle coming up, something you've got to interact with in the spirit world, for example. And so that stops that being a jump scare. And then you hear the voice and you realise that this is going to be perhaps a tense chase sequence, or a sequence where you have to hide from it. And that builds tension and creates horror in such a good way, such a good way, that you never ever feel comfortable. And the fact that they bring the demon through into the real world, so at that point in the game, Marianne isn't split, she isn't seeing both worlds at the same time. She's in the real world and the demon comes through. It lets you know that there isn't any respite. The game isn't looking to give you a breather. There are parts where you feel more comfortable than you do in others, but even then, you're never truly safe. And I think Bloober Team have cracked that really well. That and the little story hints in the notes. That being said, not every game's perfect. I found the maze sequence with Thomas to be a bit repetitive, a bit dull. And this is just an honest opinion. I'm not crapping on this game, but you have to see both sides of it. I think that maze bit could have been done so much better. For example, making Thomas an observer and playing as Richard as a child through those phases, that may have been better. I get why they put you in Thomas's shoes. I know they want you to understand what's driving him and how he feels, but you get that from the cutscene where he confronts Richard. I think making that part more observable, because the second part where you play as Thomas with Henry, where you're in the slaughterhouse, that is far better, because you feel under threat. You feel like you're being chased at some points. You've got that hound in the background. You've got the sequence with his dad, who's just the flashlight shining on you that damages you. You've got all that stuff. All of that is better to me, a better story beat, a better tense sequence than the sequence where you're looking for Richard. That demon in the background doesn't even feel that threatening either. At no point does it attack you. So that would be my major criticism, because up until then it feels like it's done really well. Niwa's really good. I mentioned earlier that it's like Silent Hill. One of the earlier episodes I talk about that, about you seeing the alternate side of Silent Hill when you see Silent Hill as it is in the sort of demonic, and when you see Niwa through Marianne's eyes in the spirit world, that is really well done. The forest is the same, great lighting, great atmosphere. It sort of gives you the story, peels away layers and layers and lets you see this, everything that Marianne had forgotten start to slowly come back to her as she got to see all these stories and listen to all these echoes. Gameplay wise, in terms of mechanics, I have no problem with the mechanics. The controls felt really good, especially once I switched over to the controller. Keyboard and mouse didn't feel wrong. I'm not used to playing third person action adventure games with keyboard and mouse. I think controller does work better for them. But the controls were fine. I never felt like I was struggling for buttons. Everything was where I wanted it to be. Tutorials were pretty clear. They weren't too intrusive either. You get hints after a couple of deaths. I don't think that's shoved in your face. Maybe people didn't need them because they didn't die. I'm absolutely fine with what they did there. Controls felt responsive. I was quite happy. Marianne did everything that I asked her to do. Character development, yeah, I mean, you get plenty of that. Marianne's story unfolds like origami. You know, it's absolutely incredible. Each bit reveals a different part. It's like folding a masterpiece up into like an origami animal, and then you have to unfold it back to get it to the original. And you get these wonderful little bits of picture that gradually unfold into a whole. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The last thing I'd like to say is just a tiny bit of speculation based on the end of that post-credit cutscene. So I said at the point when I was still mind blown by it that it was Thomas and he was leaving Neva. And the only thing is, you're seeing it from the spirit world perspective. So we know that Thomas's other half has been able to leave Neva. We don't know if Thomas left Neva. The only thing we know about Thomas is the phone call at the start and then the bits of story beat that we get explaining Marianne's relationship to Thomas and Liliane and remembering her family. Does that mean both Thomases are alive? Does that mean Thomas lied to her and manipulated her one last time? I love games that leave you with questions. I'd hate it if it never gave me any answers at all. I would love to see a sequel to The Medium. If any of the guys from Bloober Team ever watch this and listen to my thoughts at the end of this series, I would love to see a sequel to The Medium. I think it would sell so well. And I am going to review this. That you see on screen, it's prompting you to review. I am going to leave a review as well. The last thing I'll say then, guys, is we're going to move on to a new series this week. We'll be doing Horizon Zero Dawn. I want to get through that. Might platinum it. We'll see. But I certainly want to get through the story. And I'll probably do it episodic again. I may live stream side roaming, or I may do some side roaming off camera so that you guys aren't bored with filler content of me just dodging about the map. We'll wait and see. But that's going to be the next game series so that I can get Horizon Forbidden West in as well. Apart from that, there's a lot of games I want to play. Got the Tomb Raider trilogy. I'd quite like to play them. I've got Fear, the Fear trilogy. In fact, I've got all of them, including the Perseus Mandate. I've also got Layers of Fear 2, or whatever the sequel is. So there is a lot of stuff coming up, and obviously we've got new releases coming out as well. I will make a point of looking for Bloober Team games because I think they've done a fantastic job of storytelling in this game, and I would love to play some more of their games. So with all that said, you guys, if you could like, comment and subscribe, especially comment. Do share your thoughts about this one. I genuinely want to hear how you found the story, how interesting you found the characters, what your thoughts are on a potential sequel. And subscribe, because I'd like to grow this channel and get all of this. This is a passion project. I just want to share my passion with as many people as possible. Look after yourselves, take care of each other, and be kind to each other. And I will see you for Horizon Zero Dawn. Take care, guys. Bye for now.